Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So it's Game Week 24 transfer plans. In today's video, I'll show you how I got on in Game Week 23, then show you my side for Game Week 24. Then I'll show you an updated fixture ticker from now till Game Week 31. Then I'll show you my updated shortlist and all the players that I'm potentially going to buy over the next few game weeks. Then I'll show you the clean sheet odds, goal projections and captaincy rankings for Game Week 24. If you like this kind of stuff and you get something from it, think about hitting that subscribe button. My aim is to get 3,000 subscribers before the end of the season. My target is also to get 25 likes on this video, so if you like this kind of stuff, hit that like button. Anyway, intro out the way, let's just get into the video. So first of all, let's talk about how I got on in Game Week 23. I got 64 points and I got a green arrow, 200,000 at time of recording. So I'm now ranked 236,000 at time of recording. We've still got that Everton vs Leeds game tonight, so I probably will drop down in rank. Around 11:15, I realised I really wasn't happy with my side because we knew that Foden and Haaland were benched. I had Gakpo and Ekitike in my side. I had O'Reilly that I wasn't too sure if he was going to start. I had Bowen in my side. So I quickly started to build a wildcard side, and this is what I came up with. And then I looked at the time and it was 10:59 and I needed to press confirm and pick my captain and pick my starting 11. So press confirm and then started to make some changes. So I made the changes on my bench. I was going to put Verbruggen after I changed the captain. I was actually going to change the captain from Enzo Fernandez to Saka. And then I went to press confirm and time had gone. It was 11 o'clock. So I got lucky with that. I was going to pick captain Saka and he got 2 points. And I picked it stayed on Enzo Fernandez because it timed out. So I doubled up to 16 points. I was going to pick Verbruggen instead of Dubravka. Worked out again. And then as I was making the graphic to show everybody what I'd done, and I thought I'd wildcarded, to be honest. Jared Bowen scored, and I was really unhappy. That's why I've never posted my side on social media. I'd taken hits. I realised that I'd taken hits to build this side, and Jared Bowen had scored, so I realised at that point my season was over. Well, that's what I thought it was. The season's over. Made a massive mistake rushing, trying to build a side. And my players that I've sold are going to do well. So I logged off, went out for the day, and ignored all my phone, social media posts, everything until Sunday morning. Went and looked at my side because it was just burning a massive hole in my brain. Keep thinking, what is my side doing? What's happened with FPL? And then I logged on to see that Dubravka, Anderson, Rodgers, Wilson had all got really good points for me. And I was like, okay, this could turn out actually really, really good. And then on the Sunday, Chalobah, Enzo Fernandez. Chalobah was so close to getting a clean sheet, which was super frustrating, but Enzo Fernandez got that penalty goal. And then Bruno Fernandes after that got the assist. So I'm super happy with my side. There's still a few players that I probably wouldn't have in my wildcard side. I probably wouldn't have Saka. I'd probably go for Saka. I'd probably go for Declan Rice. I was going to buy Mbeumo or Palmer, but then I wasn't too sure about Palmer's fitness. I'm glad I didn't because Palmer didn't play. Mbeumo away against Arsenal, I wasn't too sure if Mbeumo would score, so I went with Saka and being safe, but probably should have gone with Rice. And then I was thinking about not going with Krupi and going with somebody like Mane, Wolves, or Evan Nielsen. But I didn't have enough time to look over the next few fixtures, so I went with the cheapest one just so I wasn't hurt if I made the wrong mistake. And then the other option, what I was thinking of was to sell Rodon and get somebody like Timber, but they've not been keeping many clean sheets, Arsenal, so I didn't want to get all my 3 Arsenal players before a double game week and then feel like, oh, I actually want Declan Rice and I have to make 2 transfers to be able to afford 2 attacking players from Arsenal. So I left Rodon in my side, but I'm not happy with Rodon, I'm not happy with Krupi, I'm not happy with Saka. But other than that, really happy with my side. Not hit the wildcard chip, 200,000 rise rank. So yeah, really, really positive about moving forward that I can get into the top 10k back to back. So it all worked out. So Saturday morning, season was over. Sunday afternoon, season's back alive. It felt like somebody just stomach punched me, and yeah, I was back alive. I was ready to go. So I'm really looking forward to the second half of the season because I think if a lot of players, managers, wildcard, a lot of these players will have in the side. So pretty well set up now to attack the last half of the season, then use my wildcard chip. So really in a good place. So let's move on to game week 24 side. So this is how my side lines up for game week 24. I've got one free transfer and 3.2 million in the bank. I'm not too happy about having Rodon, potentially not having Krupi long term, and then I'm not too sure about Saka. But other than that, I'm really happy with my side. If I sell Rodon, I'm not too sure who I'd buy, because if I do buy somebody like Timber, then I have to sell, and then I have to bench Anderson, Wilson, Krupi in game week 24, and they've all got really good fixtures, and I don't really want to use my bench boost. I'm going to wait until the double game week to use it. So I'm not too sure. I could just leave Rodon on my bench and just let him sit there and play through the hard games and not use him, because Wilson's got some good fixtures. But what I'm thinking is potentially selling Rodon or Saka this game week, and I'll show you who I'm thinking. But other than that, my side looks really good for game week 24. So next we've got the fixture ticker from now till game week 31. Bournemouth and Fulham have got some really good fixtures. Chelsea have got some good fixtures for the next four. If you don't buy them over the next 2 or 3 game weeks, then you probably miss your turn because they've got Arsenal, Aston Villa, Newcastle, and Everton just after that. Arsenal have jumped up the fixture ticker. Potentially they'll have a double game week in game week 26, so Arsenal players could be really good for the next few game weeks. That's because if they get through in the Carabao Cup final, to the Carabao Cup final, they potentially have a double game week in 26. So that fixture in game week 31 against Wolves could be brought forward to game week 26. So they could have Brentford and Wolves in game week 26. So that's the fixture ticker. I'm going to move on, but if you want to pause the video or screenshot it, do feel free to do that. Now we've got the shortlist of players that I'm potentially going to buy over the next few game weeks. I could have looked at buying Sanchez this game week, but I felt it was a bit too much. I wasn't convinced on Chelsea's defence, even as a Chelsea fan. I thought I'd rather just get Chalobah and just leave it as that. Yeah, I'm not too sure if I would go for Sanchez, just because after the next 4 fixtures, it's not the greatest for Chelsea. I was going to potentially buy Dorgu instead of Rodon, but I didn't think United would keep a clean sheet against Arsenal. They didn't. I didn't think Dorgu would get another goal. That was a really, really good goal, but how often is he going to score one of them goals? I'll be happily to be proven wrong, but I won't be expecting it that often. And I was a little bit uncertain if Dorgu will keep his place. He has actually kept his place, but this is against two hard sides. When United are on the front foot from now on, will players like Kuna start? Probably Dorgu will keep his place, but he came off and had an ice pack on the back of his legs, so maybe he's not going to be fit for game week 24. So maybe not buying him is another piece of luck that's just turning in my favour. But if I don't buy Dorgu, then it potentially will be Timber. I was looking at Munoz, but the way Crystal Palace have played against Chelsea, as a Chelsea fan, wasn't convinced. He's gone. Munoz just come back from an injury. Glasner looking like he wants to leave as a manager. Mateta wants to leave and potentially leave before the end of January. So not too sure of the Crystal Palace players. Reece James I do like, but I think over the next 4 game weeks with the fixtures that we've got and the cup fixtures, Champions League, potential playoffs, Carabao Cup, that he might get rested in a few games, so I wasn't convinced of buying Reece James. I was thinking about it, but I felt like might as well just go for Chalobah and be a bit more safe. Um, with Mbeumo, I'm a bit gutted that I didn't go with him in game week 23 because he scored obviously instead of Saka. But with that double game week for Arsenal, I'm happy that I've got an Arsenal midfielder and I don't have to make another transfer. Palmer, glad I didn't get him, but I do think if he's fit for game week 24 onwards, he could be a really good option. So I am looking at potentially buying him. Gustavo, do really like him, got himself a goal and assist, but I'm just a little bit worried that he'll keep playing or that he won't keep playing, to be honest. Rosenior said that he needs to manage his minutes, and I think he'll be in and out the side. So until he's proven that he's going to be starting all the time and playing 60 minutes, I don't really want to buy him because I'm trying not to mess up my side now. I'm trying to stick to players that are going to definitely play all the time or 80 minutes or most of the time and not get injured, etc. João Pedro got himself a goal and an assist. Looked really good, but I'm a little bit worried as well. We've got Napoli away on Wednesday. We've got West Ham in the Champions League, and then we've got Arsenal in the Carabao Cup, and we need to win all three of them, and then we need to win the weekend after that. I think Delap will start one of the games. Will he start in the Champions League? I'm not too sure. He might start in the West Ham game. So that's why I didn't go for João Pedro, but he's on my eye list. Evan Nielsen, I was going to buy him, but then I thought to myself, 7 million. He's not really scored many goals. So with Tavernier getting injured, I was a little bit worried about him, but he's on my eye line. Mane's on my eye line as well. Watkins has dropped down it, to be honest, just because they're potentially going to get Tammy Abraham, and I think when they get Tammy Abraham, his minutes will be shared a little bit. 60 minutes, he might start one and come off at 60th minute. We might not start the next one. So Mateta's completely off it, to be honest. I don't know why he's on this bit. January transfer window. So these are the transfer options that I'm thinking about doing in game week 24. I can sell Rodon, I could get Timber or Dorgu. I need to see what happens with Dorgu and get an update on his injury. I haven't seen anything at the moment, but if he's back fit, I might potentially buy him because at 4.4 million, he could be a really good option to buy. And I could buy Timber instead if I don't really fancy it. I want to see how they get on the Wednesday's fixture against Kirat. If he doesn't start in that game and they rest a lot of players, then I think I will buy him because I think he'll be rested for the weekend. But I'll wait and see. I think he probably will be rested, and Ben White will start, and other players will start. California potentially will start. So I could buy Timber, but I'm going to go back to basics. Don't buy anybody until like the Friday or Saturday when I know exactly who's fit, who's not fit, because what happened in game week 23 when we've had them benchings and all that. I don't want to have that problem. So I'm trying to wait till as late as possible again and stop trying to chase price rises and things like that because more information is better than just chasing points. I mean, chasing price rises in game week 2019. I did that 5 free transfers, didn't I? Just before Bruno Fernandes got injured, and that was just because I had just about enough money to be able to afford it. And then hours later, Bruno Fernandes got injured, and I realised I've just wasted a lot of transfers, and that set me back massively. The second option is to sell Saka. I could get Palmer if he proves himself really good against Napoli. Then I could look at him again. He'd have to do something really good for me to go and buy him because I'm trying to play it very, very safe and just keep climbing the ranks. But he could be a real difference maker where a lot of managers will be looking to buy Bruno Fernandes now. I can go and buy a Cole Palmer to add on to my side. But if I do buy Cole Palmer, then I'll probably look to sell him anyway around game week 28. So is it worth it? Saying that I just did what I just did, so who knows? But I do think Mbeumo could be a good option. But I'm thinking with Mbeumo after 3 game weeks, United's fixtures aren't the greatest, and could Sesko start one of the game weeks in the next few? Could Kuna start? I wouldn't be surprised if Carrick uses his bench a little bit more, or benches him once or twice. So I'm a little bit worried about buying him. Mbeumo, as good as he's been and the way he's been finishing, he probably won't drop him, but try not to buy players and then see them sat on the bench, um, even though I don't think he will be. I'm just a little bit worried about doing that. So I'm thinking about selling Rodon this game week, and probably for Timber or Dorgu, but I need to have an update on that, and we'll see what happens in the Champions League fixtures. So here are the clean sheet odds for game week 24. Sunderland have got the best chance of keeping a clean sheet with 43%. Then we've got Arsenal with 42%, and I'm thinking about potentially doubling up and getting Timber in my side. Got United with 36%. I was looking at Dorgu. If he keeps playing up front but playing on the left wing, right wing, then he could be a really good option. I've got a Chelsea player in my side, so it's looking really good. I would advise to look at these clean sheet odds and pick your players accordingly. Then, if you're looking at a player that's got potentially going to get a goal or an assist, then you pick him ahead of somebody that's got a good chance of getting clean sheet odds. But I do look at these and pick my side accordingly, and then take it from there. So the defenders with the best chance of keeping a clean sheet, I start them. Then if I think somebody like Manoz, if I had him in my side, is going to get a goal or an assist, then I pick him in my side and drop somebody else that's got the lowest chance of keeping a clean sheet. So yeah, that's the clean sheet odds. And then we've got the goal projection. Chelsea have got the best goal projections with 2.16. They're at home against West Ham, but they were away against Napoli on Wednesday, so we'll see what the lineup is. Then we've got City. They've got a match against Galatasaray at home in the Champions League on Wednesday. Then they've got a away match against Tottenham. Then we've got United in third place with 1.98. They've got a full week's rest. So I think if I was captaining, it'll be out of them three players. With that in mind, let's have a look at the captaincy rankings. I put Bruno Fernandes first. I put Cole Palmer second. I put Erling Haaland third. This is just pure, just going off gut at the moment. I need to see what happens in the Wednesday's fixtures. Does Cole Palmer play against Napoli? Does he play well? Am I convinced that he's going to play the next game if he gets full 90 minutes? With Erling Haaland, does he get rested against Galatasaray? If he gets rested against Galatasaray, then away against Tottenham, he probably jumps up the rankings. Bruno Fernandes is in number one just because he's got that week rest. So I think at home against Fulham, United have looked really good. They've gone back to basics that I thought what I used to see with United. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer brought it back a little bit, but it reminded me of Alex Ferguson, where they're on the front foot, they're really attacking, they're really solid defensively. They're looking to not let teams have chances and then hit teams on the break. Look to be really punishing. So, and Bruno Fernandes playing the number 10 could be a really good captaincy option. If I don't feel like Cole Palmer is a good captain, or I don't feel like he's going to play, obviously, I've got Enzo Fernandez on my side. He could be a captain option for game week 24. Do I really want to back Enzo Fernandez again? I was happy that he got that penalty, but he wasn't convincing me for a lot of the game. I was feeling like, oh my god, why did I captain Enzo Fernandez in game week 23? And then I got lucky. So if I do make that transfer, this is how my side could look for game week 24. As I mentioned, I'm going to wait on until Friday, Saturday to make that transfer with Timber. But this is how my side could look. It could easily be a bench boost with this side. Wilson could easily score away against United. Anderson could easily score or get DEFCON points against United. Krupa Jr. I've got him in my side, and now I'm stressed that I'm not picking him because I think he could be a really good option for game week 24. But who do I not pick out of them? So let me know in the comment section if you think I'm being stupid not picking Krupa Jr. Who would you bring him in for? Would you do what I'm doing and sell Rodon and get Timber and double up on the Arsenal defence away against Leeds. Leeds have been pretty good at home. Is that a bit of a stupid move? Should I just leave Rodon on the bench and play Krupa Jr.? Let me know in the comment section, and also captaincy. Who are you captaining this game week? Is it Haaland? Is it Bruno Fernandes? Is it Enzo? Is it Saka? Some really good fixtures this game week. So there we have it for my game week 24 transfer plans. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, hit that like and subscribe button. My aim is to get 3,000 subscribers. My aim is to get 25 likes on this video. I'll probably be back on Thursday, Friday. We'll see how the Champions League matches go on Wednesday. Then we'll know who's going to be having playoff matches and things like that. And then it might make me a bit more certain who I should buy. If Chelsea have got playoff matches, then I maybe not go for them. If Arsenal have got, Man City have got playoff matches, maybe there's a chance that Haaland is a sell if he keeps not scoring. It would be crazy to do that with the side that I've got, because I'm not too sure who you'd buy for that price. So maybe I'm being a bit stupid with that. Get in the comment section and let me know if you need my advice before deadline, and also let me know what you thought of this video if you've been watching them for a few weeks. I've tried to just record it in one full take instead of keep stopping. Whatever mistakes I make, I just carry on. And I feel like once I've got into the flow, I've been able to just keep going instead of saying a sentence and chopping it up and making the editing really bad. So this is the way I'm going to try and do it from now on. Even with mistakes, I just try and keep it in and carry on. So there we have it. Signing off. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.